You know, most of us step into an elevator and we don't even think about it. But just behind those doors, well, that's where one of the most hazardous workplaces in the world exists. It's this hidden world of moving machinery, high voltage, and all sorts of unpredictable dangers. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain and really dig into what it takes to stay safe in there.
And this is a really critical question, right? Because an elevator hoistway, it's not some big open space. It's a tight, vertical maze, just crammed with mechanical, electrical, and environmental threats. It's a place where one little slip-up, one moment of distraction, can have absolutely catastrophic consequences.
So to get a handle on all this, we're going to break it down into 5 key areas. First, we'll look at the hidden dangers of the environment itself. Then, we'll dive into the invisible threat of electricity. After that, we'll cover the physical risks, the gear that literally saves your life, and then we'll finish up with the most important tool you have, your safety mindset.
Okay, first up, let's just talk about the workplace. The machine room, the hoistway, the pit, these are not your average work environments. I mean, they are built for machines, not for people, and you feel that the second you step inside.
This right here really gets to the heart of it. You see a technician totally surrounded by moving parts, pinch points, places you could fall. But it's not just one thing. It's the combination of all these threats, the physical, the electrical, and yeah, even biological stuff that makes this place so uniquely dangerous.
The thing about the pit is, it's just so unpredictable. I mean, yeah, you expect the moving equipment, but what you don't always see, especially with bad lighting, is that patch of spilled oil. Pits can flood with water, creating massive slip and electrical hazards, and honestly, they can become a dumping ground for, well, everything. Garbage, chemical waste, sometimes even discarded needles. You really, truly never know what you're going to find down there.
All right, let's shift from the dangers you can see to the one you can't, that silent, invisible threat of electricity. This is the area where getting complacent can be absolutely lethal.
This is the golden rule. It's more than a guideline. It's a survival mantra. You never, ever assume a circuit is dead. You prove it's dead with a meter that you've already tested. Every single time. Because with high voltage, you don't get a second chance. So, how do you make sure that system stays off? That's where lockout/tagout, or LOTO, comes in. It's a formal process, yeah, but think of it this way. You physically lock the main power switch in the off position, and then you put a tag on it with your name. That lock makes sure that absolutely no one can accidentally turn the power back on or move the equipment while you're working in a dangerous spot.
You can really boil the whole approach down to these 3 steps. Number 1, always try to de-energize, kill the power. If you absolutely can't, then you move to step 2, guard and insulate any live parts. And all the while, you're doing step 3, using smart, safe practices and wearing the right protective gear. It's simple, but it's incredibly effective.
But here's the tricky part. Even with the main disconnect off, danger can still be lurking. Capacitors can hold a deadly charge for a long time. If you're working on a bank of elevators, some control circuits might get power from the car next door. And those old motor generator sets, they can have up to 600 volts just sitting there. These are the hidden electrical traps that you have to know about to stay safe. Okay, let's switch gears from the invisible to the very tangible. You know, the most common injuries out there aren't always from some huge electrical event. A lot of the time, they're from just regular, everyday physical tasks that are done the wrong way. Back injuries are a massive problem, and they almost always come from bad lifting. Trying to use your back like a crane, that's just a recipe for disaster. The right way? Get your feet set, keep your back straight, and lift with your legs. Let those big, powerful muscles do the work, not your spine. So what's so special about 1.8 meters, or 6 feet? Well, this is a huge rule for just keeping your work area safe. Basically, you can't store any material or equipment within 6 feet of an open hoistway or floor edge. It creates this vital buffer zone that stops tools or parts from getting accidentally kicked into the shaft, where they become a seriously dangerous falling object.
And that physical world also includes some pretty nasty materials. You might run into asbestos in the brake pads on older elevators, or silica dust, which is incredibly dangerous when you're drilling into concrete. There are even toxic lead fumes from a process called babbiting. And that's not even counting all the biological junk we talked about earlier that could be lurking in the pit.
So, you've got all these electrical, physical, and chemical threats. How in the world do you defend yourself? Well, it all starts with your equipment. You got to think of it as your own personal suit of armor.
Personal protective equipment.
PPE, it's not optional. It is your first line of defense, period. It's the gear you wear to shield yourself from whatever specific hazard you're up against, whether it's falling objects or a massive electric shot. It is completely non-negotiable.
And every single piece of this armor has a critical job. Your hard hat? That's to protect your head from a dropped wrench. Safety glasses with those side shields? They stop flying debris. Your voltage-rated gloves might be the only thing standing between you and a fatal shock. And of course, a fall arrest system is literally your lifeline when you're working up high.
Now, beyond the stuff you wear, there's the stuff you use. A GFCI is an absolute must-have for any corded power tool. It is constantly monitoring the electricity, and if it senses the tiniest little imbalance, like that electricity is going through you instead of backwards supposed to, it shuts off the power in a fraction of a second. It can and does prevent serious electrocution.
And your tools, they're part of your safety gear too. You have to be disciplined. Using a screwdriver with a worn-out tip or a hammer with a cracked handle isn't just lazy, it's dangerous. And please, don't carry sharp tools in your pockets. They can snag on things or worse, fall down the hoistway. A toolbox keeps you and everyone below you safe.
Okay, this brings us to our last and I think most important section. Because you can have all the best gear, all the best rules in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset, none of it really matters.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? A real safety culture isn't about reacting to accidents after they happen. It's about being proactive. It's about aggressively hunting for hazards and controlling them before they can hurt someone. It's about playing offense against danger. And a huge part of playing offense is knowing you have the absolute right to refuse unsafe work. This isn't about being difficult. It's a formal, protected process. If you truly believe a job is unsafe, you report it. An investigation starts, and if you still can't resolve it, an official government inspector comes in and makes the final call. It is a right that saves lives.
So in the end, the safety mindset is a commitment you make every single day. It means doing a hazard assessment before you even pick up a tool. It means you're always looking for risks, figuring out how to deal with them, and then taking action. It means talking clearly to everyone on site, and it means being honest with yourself and knowing when you're just not fit for duty, whether it's because you're tired or for any other reason.
Because at the end of the day, all the rules and all the procedures, they're just the starting point. The real safety happens when every technician on every job makes the active decision to put safety first. It's not just about ticking boxes on a list. It is a constant, conscious choice to protect yourself and to protect everyone around you.